All right, this is something that I want to read. I was watching a channel by Mary Spender, and I heard a quote from someone named Nick Cave about, AI and people using AI to make music and other things like that. But anyway, here's how I feel about it too, similarly. And I don't think that AI will ever fill the shoes of a human because it can't feel, it can't talk, it can't, you know what I mean? It doesn't have a metaphorical soul. It doesn't suffer. It doesn't have pain. It's AI. You know what I mean? It's AI. So anyway, I want to read this real quick. This is something Nick Cave wrote. Dear Mark, since its launch in November last year, many people, most buzzing with a kind of algorithmic awe, have sent me songs in the style of Nick Cave created by ChatGPT. There have been dozens of them. Suffice to say, I do not feel the same enthusiasm around this technology. I understand that ChatGPT is in its infancy, but perhaps that is the emerging horror of AI, that it will forever be in its infancy as it will always have further to go, and the direction is always forward, always faster. It can never be rolled back or slowed down. As it moves us toward a utopian future, maybe, or our total destruction. Who can possibly say which? Judging by this song in the style of Nick Cave, though it doesn't look good, Mark, the apocalypse is well on its way. This song sucks. What ChatGPT is in this instance is replication as travesty. ChatGPT may be able to write a speech or an essay or a sermon or an obituary, but it cannot create a genuine song. It could perhaps in time create a song that is, on the surface, indistinguishable from an original, but it will always be a replication, a kind of burlesque. I don't know what that word exactly means, burlesque, so I'm going to keep going. Songs arise out of suffering, humanity, by which I mean they are predicated upon the complex internal human struggle of creation and, well, as far as I know, algorithms don't feel. Data doesn't suffer. ChatGPT has no inner being. It has been nowhere. It has endured nothing, and it has not had the audacity to reach beyond its limitations, and hence it doesn't have the capacity for a shared transcendent experience, as it has no limitations from which to transcend. ChatGPT's melancholy role is that it is destined to imitate and can never have an authentic human experience, no matter how devalued and inconsequential the human experience may in time become. What makes a great song great is not its close resemblance to a recognizable work. Writing a good song is not mimicry or replication or pastiche. It is the opposite. It is an act of self-murder that destroys all one has strived to produce in the past. It is those dangerous, heart-stopping departures that catapult the artist beyond the limits of what he or she recognizes as their known self. This is part of the authentic creative struggle that precedes the invention of a unique lyric of actual value. It is the breathless confrontation with one's vulnerability, one's perilousness, one's smallness, pitted against a sense of sudden shocking discovery. It is the redemptive artistic act that stirs the heart of the listener, where the listener recognizes in the inner workings of the song their own blood, their own struggle, their own suffering. This is what we humble humans can offer that AI can only mimic. Did you get that? That AI can only mimic, and what are a lot of us doing today? The transcendent, okay, let me start. This is what we humble humans can offer that AI can only mimic. The transcendent journey of the artist that forever grapples with his or her own shortcomings. This is where human genius resides, deeply embedded within, yet reaching beyond those limitations. It may sound like I'm talking all this a little too personally. It may sound like I'm taking all this a little too personally, but I'm a songwriter who is engaged at this very moment in the process of songwriting. It's a blood and guts business here at my desk that requires something of me to initiate the new and fresh idea. It requires my humaneness, my humanness. What that new idea is, I don't know, but it is out there somewhere searching for me. In time, we will find each other. Mark, thanks for the song, but with all the love and respect in the world, this song is bullshit. A grotesque mockery of what it is to be human. And, well, I don't much like it. Although, hang on. Rereading it, there is a line in there that speaks to me. I've got the fire of hell in my eyes, says the song in the style of Nick Cave. And that's kind of true. I have got the fire of hell in my eyes, and it's Chat GPT. Love, Nick. Now, I don't know. Some of this I'm a little confused with. He's saying I have got the fire of hell in my eyes, and it's Chat GPT. I don't know if he's saying that's what he's against, like I have a fire in my eyes towards that because that's not the human experience. That's not human. That's not vulnerability. That's not suffering. That's not humane. That's not the human experience. That's not those elements. I don't know if that's what he means. That's what I'm getting from it, but I don't know if that's what he means. But yeah, this is, you can find this if you want to read this again yourself. I think that's awesome. Absolutely awesome. But it's, type in Nick Cave and, well, it starts with, it could perhaps in time create a song that is, on the surface, indistinguishable from an original, but it will always be a replication, a kind of burlesque. That word, I don't know what that actually means, but yeah, it's Nick Cave and it's the Red Hand Files. So I don't know what you will look under, but anyway, it's the Red Hand Files. So I don't know if you want to look that up, but yeah, it's just this is saying a lot of what I think about where a lot of humans are heading with art and music and other things. It's like we're scared to put ourselves into the craft, into the art, into the music. You see, we're we're putting up this barrier between ourselves and putting ourselves out there, no matter how it's looked at, no matter how people perceive it. What does it matter? See, most people, they reside with, they resonate with, they're attracted to, they like music that is human, that is off a little bit, where the drums are not hitting exactly on the 1/16th or 132 or 1/8 or signature. People like that swing, that humane element in there. It's what makes us people. It's what makes us human beings. You know what I mean? So why in the world would we be afraid to be? This is what I mean by being ourselves. Do you see? Why are we scared to be ourselves? Why are we scared to put the actual feel that we put into something and then putting it out there? It's so crazy when you think about it. When you really think about this and you really take an honest look at it and you say, what the hell am I afraid of? What have I been afraid of all these years besides what I have been conditioned and indoctrinated with and what they told me when I was young and I believed it? And like I even wrote in my notebook right now, I wrote, insecurities are for pussies. Insecurities are things we get offended by because we're not dealing with it. We're not changing it. Like, why are we insecure about things? What makes us insecure? See, these are just things we're holding on to for dear life. Like, oh, I'm insecure about this, so tell me about my insecurity. I don't know the exact word to use. Hold on, give me 1 second here, because I'm always writing in my notebook. So I wrote, insecurities are a person's most dangerous baggage. And that's true too. Let it go. Grow a set of balls or clit. So, I wrote, insecurities are for offended pussies. Get over it. You know what? What are we getting so offended about here when when somebody says something to us in our humanness? Why do we get offended by that? It's just what it is. It's just what we are. And see, when you come to this realization that it just is what it is, and your insecurities are just these irrelevant things you're holding on to because you're insecure about it. Nobody cares that you're insecure about it. Nobody cares about my insecurities. Nobody cares that I want to make a change in my life. They don't care because the way they change is not going to be the same way that I change with things. So this is just speaking to a person that might see how I see it. I'm not saying this is for everyone, but I think there is some people that are kind of misanthropic and they hate people because they hate themselves, and what they see in other people, they do a lot of too. But see, they don't see the hypocrisy of what they do that they're looking at that they hate, but they probably do a lot of the same things. I'm not saying this is for everybody, but I think people that do a lot of this stuff, look, if that's what you do, that is what you do. I don't care if that's what people do. If people want to do whatever they do in their spare time, that's your life. You can do whatever you want to do. But I think it's kind of like us trying to run away from our humanity, like what we are. You can't run away from what you are. It's impossible. We are natural humans that do natural things. We eat natural food. We have vulnerabilities. We go through things. We have things happen. Nothing is perfect, even though we strive for perfection, just like me. Every time I do one of these videos, I'm trying to get myself right in the middle of the camera, but I know it's not possible. Now, if there was some kind of machine here doing that, yes, it could get right in the middle of the screen. If there was some kind of thing, I'll say artificial intelligence, even though I don't care if those of you out there are into that kind of stuff. I don't care. That's you. That's not me. But, and this is not to get on anybody, but I just see this kind of as a lot of the things that a lot of us do, we are literally running, we're trying to run from ourselves. See, this is what I mean by putting on. Like when people do the music they do, talking about guns and violence and all this stuff. Even people like, there was something I was watching with Ja Rule, and I have nothing against Ja Rule. I like Ja Rule's music. I resonate with some of his songs. I like a lot of his songs. But he grew up like going to college, and his family had money and stuff, from what I remember, what I heard. So he wasn't even a gangster. They wanted him to be that, though, because he had that raspy voice that could resonate with people that were living in poverty and other things like that. So they used him, and then they called their thing Murder Inc. to make themselves look like they're tough and gangster and all this stuff. And do you see how there's this mimicry? There's this facade that people put up. And me, I want nothing to do with that. I'm all about what is something that you do that is unique, that is genuine, something that's humane, something that's human, not humane, human. See, I want to know your vulnerabilities. I want to know what you're going through. I want to know the down-to-earth stuff, but yet most of us, we're running away from that. We're hiding from that. We're doing everything in our power to put up this thing on our channels for people to make it look like everything's fine. And the only thing that we show is the things we want to show people. See, we only show people as much as we want to show them. We just show them all the good things. See, we don't show people when we wake up in the morning and our breath is stinking and our hair is all over the place and we made a mistake. And see, that's why I've been uploading my videos on my MPC-1, because I have to get past the thing where I'm gonna make mistakes while doing it, because I'm practicing. I'm not perfect, but I'm striving for perfection, you see? But in the meantime, I'm not scared to fail, because there is no such thing as failure. It's all in your head. It's all what you think it is. There's no failure here. Like I said before, the only failure there is if you're somebody that's supposed to build a bridge, and I said this before, if you're supposed to build a bridge that's 46 feet and 3 inches and 2 centimeters, and you build it 46 feet, 3 inches and 1 centimeter, then you messed up, Jack. You got to do it all over again. You got to knock it down. Then you failed. You made a mistake because you didn't build the bridge how it was supposed to be built. But with music and art and writing and all that, there is no mistakes. There is no failures. It's just, are real humans like me. See, this is how I know when I'm dealing with a real human being that looks at themselves like a real human being, and they're not fooling themselves. They're not kidding themselves. They're not lying to themselves. because that's what I resonate with, and I don't have time for all that fake shit. I don't have the energy to put in to put on a show and act like I'm hard and tough and make my message violent and say, hey, look at this, and I'm wearing all the stuff and looking all the, like, trying to act the part and all that. That is absolute graveyard to me anymore. And when I see guys and I see people out there doing this, it's it's almost funny. It almost makes me laugh. It's just like the agenda that they're pushing on y'all, and a lot of y'all are falling right for it. The agenda is just, they're just blatantly pushing this satanic agenda. They're just pushing this stuff right in your face. They're wearing the horns at the Grammys, and they're mocking, they're flaunting it right in our face. They're flaunting gay pride and all of these things like nobody cares. That's your personal, if you're gay, if you're a lesbian, if you are whatever, like if you're a hermaphrodite, nobody cares. You were born that way. Who cares? Like why? And then these people get so insecure when you say this. You're a human being. Why do we need to flaunt this agenda so hard? You see, but most people don't even see this. They're absolutely blind to things like this. And they just follow right along like a good goose stepper does. And they follow it. They eat it up. They buy it. They buy into it. And this is what I wrote too. And I'm probably going to do a video on this in a little bit here. If I don't, I will do it. But clowns paying clowns to do clown things. And what do clowns do? I'm not talking about circus clowns. I don't care if circus clowns do what they do. Clowns paying clowns to do clown things. This is clown people that are putting on the mask, the makeup, the facade, acting like they're funny, acting like they're this or that, and wearing the apparel and putting on this thing, this imagery. See, they hide behind the imagery. They hide behind all of those things. Why not give something real? Why not give something authentic, something human, something vulnerable, something that resides with the person that is looking for that in life? See, none of that is proving or doing anything for me at all. It's almost like I see behind that, I see you, it's like you're not someone like me. It's not appealing at all because I know how fake it is. I know how phony and how it's not even human. It's not even human. It's literally, and I'm not shitting on AI. I'm not shitting on technology. I'm not shitting on people that do whatever people do, but we need to ask ourselves, what is our motive behind that? Like, why do we do that? Why are we doing this for each other? See, it's time for someone to come along. It's time for there to be a rebel. It's time for there to be, I can't use the word teacher because I am not a teacher. See, I don't like calling myself a teacher or an artist or a writer. I just am what I am when I am what I am. That I am, And when we come to this concept, then we will actually start living by it. See, you are what you think. When we start thinking like this is the way that we will live. But a lot of us, we're just We're just seeing everything on TV. We're seeing what everybody else is doing. We're looking at what's popular. We're looking at the mainstream and what they're doing and what they're saying and what they're wearing and what everybody puts money towards. Because remember, clowns pay clowns to do clown things. Now, the question is, are you one of the clowns? That's the question. Is somebody got you on the puppet strings, moving you around? Are you going by the opinion and views of other people? Or are you going by what you do? Are you going by your vulnerabilities, your suffering, your pain, your life, your everything? Are you going by that? I mean, that's how I see it. That's how I see it. And whatever way people go, I'm uploading a video right now. Whatever way people go, honestly, I could care less anymore, because I realize you cannot make anybody change. You cannot make anybody see what you see. All that you can do is live, do the best you can, and be a witness unto yourself, and do what you do, and that literally will be your witness. Your words, your life, your YouTube channel, your art, your music, whatever you do, that will be a witness unto the things that you do. You know what I mean? But see, I'm willing to wipe the slate clean every day. I'm willing to wake up and say, okay, what I did hours ago, that's forever gone. That has nothing to do with what I'm going to do now. And most of us were in the mind frame of yesterday. Oh, that happened yesterday, and you're still thinking about it. We're still living in old concepts. We're still going by all of the things we've been taught, indoctrinated, conditioned with. We're still gullible to these things. This is all we think about. Or we go by what's popular. We go by what everybody else. See, there's a lot of people that they just want to fit in, but they really don't fit in there. Why? How dumb is it to try to fit in where you do not belong? I would tell everybody, fit in loosely. If you feel like you can't do it on your own, or you're a lonely person, or you got to be around people, I would say fit in very loosely. Don't ever think that don't have any expectations for people. I'm telling you, do not put your full whatever into anybody, because people will let you down. People will go their separate ways. People do things. It's when you understand the human condition and you understand how people are, things are always changing. Nobody ever stays the same. There's very few people that keep their word or actually have some kind of craft that they live and die by. You know, that they're absolutely authentic and genuine with what they're saying. And I'm one of those people, and I know for myself that I'm one of those people. But how can I know that another person's that if they're showing me what they're doing or they're not showing me what they're doing? How am I supposed to know? You know, I'm just sitting here guessing. But see, when you know the human condition and you know how humans are and all this stuff, like I said, it's Agent Smith in Matrix when he's interviewing Lawrence Fishburne. I can't remember his name for some reason in the movie, but when he's interviewing him and he's calling us a disease, a plague, a cancer to this world. Well, that's what most of us are, but we don't even realize we are. See, we don't even realize that we are the antagonist but we're trying to be the protagonist, but actually we're all the antagonist. We're all the villain. We're all the thing that we hate. Wake up, wake up, wake up. It's the first of the month. See, once you get this, like I said, your paradigm will change. You will never be the same, and it can be a long road for some. Some people can get it faster than other people, and when you get it, you're not gonna look at nothing the same here. You're not gonna look at the world or people, places, and things the same ever again. Once you really wake up to what's really going on. None of this woke shit that goes around and all these labels and ideologies. All of that is a part of the conditioning, indoctrination. See, you take little pieces, you cherry pick from things, the things that you know are that you might be willing to do, but all the rest you say, okay, I know what you are, but that's just not for me. But you still have it in a file cabinet in your mind. You still understand it and remember it. And see, a lot of us, we just forget. We forget right away. We go right back to all the old concepts. We go right back to all the old conditioning. We go right back to trying to be something for the world that we're not. Why do we keep doing this to ourselves, and why do we keep putting this on for other people? Why? We have to ask ourselves why, or we're going to stay in that place in our life. You have to realize the pendulum is always swinging like this. And some people, they think they're too good. They think that their shit don't stink. Oh, my shit don't stink. And they get caught like this. And their pendulum is not doing this. Then some people get caught in all the negative stuff. Like everything sucks. I hate everybody. The world is this and everything's bad. And they're stuck there. And they can't unstick themselves. See what I'm saying? When you have this knowledge and understanding, your pendulum is going to be going like that. Focus on neutrality. Neutrality is where it's at. Understanding contradiction, hypocrisy, conundrums, ironies. When you understand all these things, yin, yang, SBN, that's why do you think I have that moniker? Why do you think I live and die by that moniker? Why do you think I keep using that moniker? Because there is no other moniker out here like that. You're not going to ever hear anybody calling themselves somebody but nobody. You're not going to hear anybody saying that. Because they don't understand it like I do. They don't understand neutrality like I do. They don't understand what it means to look at both sides and to examine both sides and to call both sides out. See, nobody's willing to call themselves a hypocrite. No one's willing to take anything upon themselves. No one's willing to say I'm wrong and I don't know. So let me find out. See, it's always everybody got to be right. Everybody got to fit into what's popular. Everybody wants to say, look at me. I'm a part of this thing. Ain't we? Don't we have so much? Don't we look so good? Look at us. We're somebody. And all the while, they know they're lying to themselves. They know deep down they're full of shit, and they know they're lying, and they know they're putting on for people. And they keep playing that game. Even though life is a game, they're putting on the facade in the game. See, I'm not putting on the facade no more. I'm in the game and I have to play the game. But no more facades here, Jack. I don't have time and energy for that. And people that are like that, this is what I mean when I say no association. It's like, oh, hi, what do you do? Oh, well, I don't do nothing. I hate people and I just sit around all day. Oh, well, buddy, look, I do care for you, that you care for yourself, and I wish you the best, but see you later. I can't be a part of that. See, It's like people fall into their own toxic ways. See, people are poisoning their own water holes here. They are the toxicity of their own cities. The toxicity of our city, of our cities. That is you, and that is me, and that is everybody. He wasn't just talking about them people. He was talking about everybody in that song. See, we don't look at stuff like this. We exclude ourselves. Oh, that's not me. I'm not like those people. Oh, no, I would never be like the Nazis. If you were somebody in Nazi Germany at that time, you would have been a Nazi. 99.98% sure you would have been that. There was very few people that rebelled against that. Very few. So what does that tell you about us as people? Hitler would have had you in a trance. He would have had you saluting Heil Hitler. He would have had you wearing the apparel. He would have had you being a soldier, proud of Germany. He would have had all of us fooled. Maybe even me. I don't know. But I'm telling you, if you were that person, see, this is why I say we're all guilty. We all took those people into the gas chambers. We all killed people in death camps. We all did that shit. We're all a part of this thing. You can't exclude yourself. And see, a lot of people ain't going to see it like that. They'll say, oh, no, I had nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with me. See, this is how we remain ignorant. This is how we remain ignorant. We remain gullible. We remain stupid. We remain blaming others. We remain in this blind ignorance because of a lack of knowledge. And this is what is destroying people. This is what is making people do things that they don't even recognize and realize what they're doing to themselves and other people. And I'm sorry, but it's like we got to grow a pair here. We got to grow some balls, women grow some clits. I'm sorry. It's just get over yourself. Get over your insecurities and all these things that you get offended by. Why are you getting offended at your own humaneness, your own humanness, when people say things to you that you know are true, but you're getting offended by? Why? See, it's just all the facade that the identity that we have to hold up for everyone. You see, this is what I mean by identities. Let go of your identity. Destroy all of them. Let all of them crumble to the ground. Identities are absolutely irrelevant here. Identities are the things that keep us sick. Ideologies are the things that keep us sick. These are the very fabric of what is keeping us ignorant. It is what is keeping us in that stuck place, in that frame of mind where this thing is right and that thing's wrong. I'm right. Those people are wrong. It's comparing ideologies. Compare one ideology to another. Oh, I'm Christian and you're Muslim, so I'm right because I'm Christian and you're wrong because you're Muslim. I think that Jesus Christ is the Son of God, and you think Elijah Muhammad is his messenger, and God Almighty Allah is the true God. Comparing. You see how we compare? You see how this game of comparing? Oh, I'm a Nazi and I'm an American. So us Americans are right and the Nazis are wrong. Yes, what they did was wrong and what we did was wrong. We all killed each other in the name of what? In the name of what? It's when you see behind the smoke screen and you see this, you will realize what I'm saying at the beginning of the video with he talks about the horror of this that's coming, because what we're doing is we're running, trying to escape from, and we're almost becoming in and of ourselves our own self-destruction. We're literally turning ourselves into the atom bomb itself, ready to blow up. But we don't realize that we're packing the bomb. We are literally putting in the uranium, the iridium, and the whatever that goes into it. We're literally constructing our own atomic bombs here. And why do you think we blow up when people say things to us? Or why do you think we snap and we do all these things we do? Because it's insecurities. It's us not really realizing that what is there to be offended by? Who cares if this guy, says your mom's so fat, if she jumps, she'll get stuck in the equator, or all these things that people say to you? Why would you get offended at something so silly and stupid? But and I'm just using that as an example. And I can keep going and on and on and on here because this is all I do. I sit and I study and look into these things, and I live this myself. I'm actually living what I'm telling you. What I do on here, yes, the internet is different from my personal life, but I'm not putting on a facade here. I'm not faking this ever. What did I write here? I wrote, the internet is one thing, my personal life another, but I am not faking anything with either. So the question is, are you there? Are you in that frame of mind, or are you not in that frame of mind? And if you're not in that frame of mind, then what is that saying about you out there? What is that saying about me if I'm not thinking of these things? And this is all that I want to do. This is what I want to dedicate my life towards, is having people understand themselves and their humanness, their nature, their hypocrisies, their contradictions, their conundrums, their yin and yang, their somebody but nobody. This is what I want people to understand about themselves, is neutrality and polar oppositions, and realize that we are both of them. We cannot escape. We cannot stay on one side forever. See, identities, you're putting yourself on a side. You're staying in that ideology and you're saying, no, this is the right thing, so I can't know that thing. This is what it is all the time. So that thing over there, oh no, they can't tell me nothing. See, then you don't learn anything. You're not willing to gain information. And this is why a lot of us stay gullible and docile, and we'll just believe anything, and we'll just fall for anything. Because this is what most people are doing. They're keeping you that way because they're keeping themselves that way. And I'm not going to keep myself that way, you see? And I made up my mind not to do that. So it is what it is. It's another video, another time in this life. It's this moment, and that's all that it is. So what I just spoke about, that's over with. That's done. Now it's on to whatever it is on to, you see? It's like the learn, let go, move on. Learn, let go, move on. Give up on control, but don't give up on yourself completely while you're alive. Give up on control, though. See, realize that we're powerless here. We can't stop the inevitable, but don't give up on yourself completely, because then what is there to live for if you have nothing? See, and what we should get excited about is our humanness. is the fact that we are vulnerable. The fact that we go through suffering and we feel pain and we know what misery is and we know all these things. This is something that we should rejoice in. We should rejoice in our shortcomings, in our in our ability to not maybe do something, but be authentic, genuine to ourselves. Who gives a shit what the rest of the world says? See, real people relate to and understand and resonate with real people. Are you a real person? I mean, we're all real people here. If I'm not speaking to you, then what am I speaking to? I mean, what am I speaking to? I'm not speaking to a robot here. I'm speaking to a real human being. So anyway, yet again, it's this. It's all this. When you realize this whole life is thoughts and thinking, and your thoughts are just, they're not really real anyway. You're just projecting everything. It's a thought game. It's a thinking game. It's all in your head. It's all what you think and perceive about things. So anyway, y'all, I'm going to end it there. My neck and my back is killing me. I'm bending over in a certain way. So anyway, yeah, learn, let go, and move on. That's all you can do. Later.